Hi again. I like to welcome you back to Poem Praise 2, and we're definitely going to move right along with our next extraordinary African Americans. I have Miles Davis and John Coltrane, both jazz musicians. Now, jazz lovers mark 1926 as special. This is the year both Miles Davis and John Coltrane were born. Now, Miles Davis, he grew up in East St. Louis. His mother was a classically trained pianist, and perhaps it was from her that Davis inherited his love for music. He began playing the trumpet when he was 13, and after graduating from high school, he was invited to join the Billy Eckstine Band. There he met Dizzy Gillespie and Charles Parker. He soon moved to New York, where he spent many hours listening to the musicians at Minton's Playhouse. In 1947, Davis joined Charlie Parker's group and concentrated on developing his bebop style. In 1949, he and arranger Jill Evans released Birth of the Cool, which quickly became a jazz classic. Davis liked to work with different musicians in an effort to get just the right sound. He explored many jazz styles, including bebop, cool jazz, hard bop, modal jazz, and fusion or electric jazz. His willingness to constantly adapt his playing to accommodate new styles made him a leader in jazz music. Now, John Coltrane was born in Hamlet, North Carolina. His father was a minister, and Coltrane grew up surrounded by church music. While in high school, he experimented with various musical instruments and would practice for hours at a time. After graduation, he moved to Philadelphia to attend Ornstein School of Music. He spent several years in the Navy, then returned to Philadelphia and began playing with various rhythm and blues groups. In 1955, he joined Miles Davis Quintet. He also worked with Thelonious Monk. Coltrane suffered from drug and alcohol abuse, but in 1957, he turned to God and overcame his addictions. He studied musical styles from India and Africa, which he incorporated into his own work. In 1961, he formed his own quartet and created what many considered to be his finest music. In 1965, he was named Jazz Man of the Year by Downbeat magazine, and his record, A Love Supreme, in 1964, was named Record of the Year. He, Coltrane, influenced stems from his incredible skill and innovation. He and Davis helped make jazz one of the great American contributions to the world of music. I certainly like to thank you for tuning in and for listening to me let you know about Miles Davis and John Coltrane, the information I have on these two artists, these two jazz musicians. So certainly stay tuned. I do have the next extraordinary African American for you. I'll give you a preview. Is Lorraine Hansberry. She's a playwright. I have her time period as being 1930 to 1965. Yeah, just 35 years old. So I'm going to tell you about the information I have on Miss Hansberry. So stay tuned to Poem Praise 2, and I'll be hollering at you in just a little bit, all right? All right. Later, y'all.